Scoop, right there. I'ma take them down through there. Let them see how I really get down. I do better with nobody around. CEO build my shit from the ground, the king of the mountain. I'ma take them down through there. Let them see how I really get down. I do better with nobody around. CEO build my shit from the ground, the king of the mountain. I'ma take them down through there. Cottonwood where it started for me. First fight at the end of the street, on God, I was 6 years old, no CAP. Hey, mama stood right there, said he gon' be letting of the hood right there. Go mix with a bull right there, tow truck, that nigga got pulled right there. Hey, yeah, I'ma take him down through there. Look, man, my role models, all of them dead. Got me fucked up all in the head, go to sleep with the blick laying out in the bed. Yeah, I'ma take him down through there. Plenty reading, don't trust no hope. Heart been stepped on and broke, but I bet you that shit.
Yeah, dollar, yeah.
All right, you guys, come on in and hit the like button on this video, and welcome to the CyntSaidIt podcast show. Yes, and before I get started, y'all know the routine. This site is for education and entertainment purposes. Therefore, everything that I say after this, you guys, is allegedly, but I'm gonna drop the link, okay? Actually, hold on. I should have had it pulled back up, but let me get it pulled up. Back up. Hold on, y'all. Because I have some unfortunate news that came about, breaking news on this particular case. So, as of this morning, the body of missing woman Gary in Gary, Indiana, Miss Ariana Taylor, was found dead this morning, you guys. So, I have a video that I wanted to share with you all. Okay. But before I get to the video, I want to send a shout out. I want to send a shout out to all my new subs, my day one subs, my family and friends, supporters. I want to thank you all. Shout out to all y'all. I love you all. And if you have not downloaded that Spreaker app, it's absolutely free. Download that app and you will find me on all major platforms, from Spotify to iHeartRadio and all of the major platforms. And make sure you follow me on those platforms as well. Okay. And I want to thank you all again for the comments. I see them coming in. Thank you all for engaging in the video. I appreciate you all. I think you all engage more when I drop the video than when I go live. Like, yeah. You know, so, but I love it. I love it. And thank you all again. And thank you all. I want to shout out again to my Cream Team. I've joined Cream Team. I moderate for Creaming in the Mix. And if y'all have not subscribed to her channel, go ahead and do so as well. Creaming in the Mix. Her and her co-host Isha, and also the rest of the Cream Team gang. Join us on Monday for Monday Mixer. Wednesdays Women Empowerment Talk. And Thursdays Tipsy Thursday, and Fridays Freaky Friday. So you can join us on any of those days. If I'm not live, or you haven't or I have not dropped a video, okay, then yes, come on over and join me over moderating for Cream in the Mix. Yes, shout out to my Cream Team gang over there. I love you all. Shout out to you all as well. Yes. Okay, you guys, go ahead and get to this content, because I'm not going to make this a long video, okay, because this is just breaking news, and I'm only going to cover Ariana Taylor found deceased. However, I did want to touch on briefly the previous video where I did on the Brooklyn, New York subway train shooting, where they found the brother, yesterday, the suspect, alleged suspect, they arrested him. But I'm going to get to that on another video. So this video is only going to be on Ariana Taylor finding her deceased. So I'm going to pull up this video. Hold on. That actually, wait a minute. I'm going to share my screen so you guys can take a look at what I'm seeing. So I'm gonna get the video pulled up first. Now I'll share the screen and let you guys see. And I hope y'all are having a great morning so far. And I'm gonna pull up this video. Let me share my screen so you guys can see. Hold on. Okay. And let's get over here. And let's get to the Chicago. Missing Gary woman, Ariana Taylor, found dead. And this is what the police are saying. And let's take a look at what they're saying. Let me unmute the video so you all can hear it. Once it gets loaded.
Everyone's aware of on April 3rd, 2022.
Come on. I don't know what's going on with Watch
Ariana
Live.
Taylor went missing. And
Oh, it's trying to load all this other stuff. Come on.
through the investigation, her last
I don't know why if it keeps spinning, I'm gonna have to go out of this, you guys, and put it up somewhere else because I don't like this is why I don't like putting up on these particular sites because if you have to wait until it, uploads all this other stuff before it'll play.
whereabouts were early morning hours of April 3rd, right around 1 a.m. She was last seen in Maryville by her friends and family. We began the investigation after she had left the roadway. She left the roadway that morning hour and crashed. And the vehicle was unoccupied at that time. So the Indiana State Police took the crash report and we had no driver at that point. The next day, she was not reported missing at that point. The family didn't think she was a missing person. That day went on, and around 9 p.m., I'm sorry, correct myself, 9 p.m. on April 3rd, her mother made a missing person report with the Lake County Sheriff's Department. That report was made, and the next day, Monday, which would be April 4th, they began search parties. They used the Lake County Aviation, they used the Gary Police Department, the Lake County Sheriff's Department, Department of Natural Resources. They began a search for her, and the results were negative. We went into Tuesday, which was April 5th. The mother made another second missing person report with the Gary Police Department because they believe that she was inside that vehicle and she was last seen in the city of Gary when it exited the freeway. At that point, the Gary Police Department began an investigation on April 5th, and we started the investigation looking at and putting the pieces together of where she was. We started a search of the area. We utilized Lake County Sheriff's Department dive team. We searched Deep River with sonar. We were unable to locate her. We did a secondary canine search track. That was a negative. And most of our efforts were north of the crash location and in central, about 1 to 2 mile radius around the crash. At that time, we exhausted our measures. We began putting the pieces together of where her last whereabouts were, who she was with. So we started our investigation with interviews, looking at LPR technology, looking at camera footage, and we started with her cell phone. As we continued through the week, we came into the end of the weekend, and through the investigation, we believe that she was still in the area. We don't believe she was picked up. And that's when we organized for today. We organized it for this week, and that was with the Northwest Indiana Search and Rescue Canine Team. We planned for them to come out with their canine dogs and do a second search and try to start to go south of the location of where the crash site was. So we began at it's 2800 Colorado Street, Gary, Indiana. It's Bellaboo's recreational facility. They've been very cooperative and with us with the assistance that we needed over there. And we went into that area today and we did a brief around 9 a.m. We actually started our canine search with 5 different dog teams. We gridded it out to 6 different areas, and we started the canine search in that area. About 21 minutes into the search, one of the dogs had gotten odor, and then started to change of behavior and started to go towards a fence line. At that time, one of the canine handlers observed an individual we believe to be deceased at that point in the water, in a ditch, a shallow drainage ditch. This was something that individuals could not access on foot. It had a fence in between it. At that time, the Gary Police Department was notified. Lake County Sheriff's Department was notified with their crime lab unit, the Lake County Coroner's Office, as well as Lake Station Fire Department. They all arrived on scene. We weren't sure if we had the female identified at that time. We knew we had a deceased, what looked like a black female in her 20s that was deceased in the ditch. That was only an hour ago, and since we've been here on station, we've been able to positively identify the female as Ariana Taylor with the Lake County Coroner's Office, and the mother has been notified, and she's been on scene. So she did positively identify Ariana Taylor. So our individual in the drainage ditch that we located today is going to be Ariana Taylor. We appreciate everyone's assistance. We appreciate everyone helping us, from the Northwest Indiana Canine Search and Rescue team that came out, to the Lake Station Fire Department, Department of Natural Resources, Indiana State Police provided assistance with our ground search today, and all other agencies. If I'm leaving any out, we appreciate the assistance and we thank them. I'm going to turn it over to the mayor.
Good afternoon, and thank you to Commander Hamady for giving us the brief update. Without question, it's unfortunate that we're here today, but what's more unfortunate are the results of the investigation that has positively identified the body that was identified as that of Ariana Taylor. I have, and several of our department members have been in contact with the family since the first report was made to the Gary Police Department, and as recently as yesterday, I've spoken with Miss Queena Taylor, who is a resident of Gary, the mother, and shared with her the concern of certainly the city and all of its officials, but not only that, tried to share some compassion with her from the perspective of a parent. At that particular point, we certainly weren't aware of the location of Miss Taylor at that point, but what we were aware of and had been for some time is that she was missing. And so as a father and a grandfather, I certainly can relate to that. But just as a person, I don't think that anyone who has been in that situation certainly has the knowledge and understanding of what it's like. But what I meant to say is that anyone who hasn't experienced that can only imagine. And you certainly have to put on your compassionate hat as a person, as a resident of city. And to that extent, I want to offer the entire city of Gary some solace, as well as certainly more importantly, the family, Miss Queena Taylor, and the entire Taylor family, as well as all the residents and friends and family of that family who came out over the last 7 or 8 days to help in the search for Miss Taylor. As Commander Hamady said, there were several agencies involved in the activity, and I, on behalf of the city of Gary, and certainly as a mayor, I want to offer our thanks to all of them and their search efforts. And I ask that each of you continue to keep this family in your prayers as the days evolve. Thank you very much.
To introduce Deputy Chief Michael Jackson. Sir.
I couldn't hear the name. Can you say your name one more time? Please say your name.
Michael Jackson.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. As the mayor alluded to, and Commander Hamady and the trooper, we do offer our condolences to the family. We work diligently on making this case come to a conclusion. Unfortunately, it's one that we expected, but we were hoping wouldn't be. But Commander Hamady will have all the necessary ins and outs about it that we can share with you at this time. But those things, of course, that we cannot, because it is an ongoing investigation, we will have to withhold. So I really don't have much more to say on the matter, but the chief may have a couple of words he might want to include on it. So, Chief Evans.
First and foremost, I want to offer my deepest condolences to the Taylor family and to all of the people that were involved that helped us do the search. I want to thank not only all of the law enforcement agencies that came out to help us, State Police, Lake County, Lake Station, New Chicago, Lake Station Fire Department, Gary Fire Department, but also our citizens who came out. You know, we can always count on our citizens to be available to us, to provide information and tips, and to come out and help us. In fact, many of our citizens came out and volunteered to help the family search in their efforts, as well as giving us as much information as they could find and to help us develop leads as we went along. We certainly want to, again, offer our deepest condolences to the family and thank all of those who were involved.
Okay, as Commander Hamady said and the chief said, this is an active investigation still, even though they have identified the body. We will open it up to some brief questions. If anyone has any, we'll try to answer them what we can. Yes, sir.
Consider.
Hang on,
sorry.
he's right here.
Yeah, Rob with WGN. My question is, you guys have found her, but do you guys believe that is there any foul play involved? I know the mother had concern about that.
Okay, the question is if we suspect there's foul play. Do you want to address that, or is that would be part of the investigation that they're not going to comment on right now? That will come out later as as well as with the coroner's report, but that obviously has not been completed yet.
Is there any threat to the public?
No, there's no threat to the public that we believe right now. No.
Is there any search for suspects right now?
Not this.
No. Yeah, yes, ma'am.
I think I'm just keeping my distance because of the cold. Is this still considered, or how would you classify this investigation? Is it a death investigation? Is it a homicide investigation?
Commander, so the question is, how do we classify this investigation?
Sure. Obviously, the first start as a missing person. So Detective Sergeant Mark Salazar had that case. We assigned that case to him. He's been working that aspect of it. As soon as we found a deceased person, we began a death investigation. And that's when I contacted Lake County Metro Homicide, and they worked at that angle. So I'm going to have two detectives, Detective Sergeant Poe from the Lake County Metro Homicide. He's going to be working that in conjunction with Sergeant Salazar, just to make sure that it is a death investigation. If there's any foul play, they'll work that together. This happened an hour ago, so we're waiting for the coroner's office to get back with us on the actual cause of death.
So this is a death investigation, to be clear?
Yes.
Okay.
And what can you tell us about kind of the topography there? She was
Sure.
She was in this shallow area. Is it connected to the other body of water that was searched?
No, it's more of a drainage ditch from the interstate to to a field, an open field, separated by a fence.
Is there any indication as to how long she's been there? Do you believe that she flew out of the car, or was she placed there?
No, her car was, and don't quote me, at least 2 miles north of that location. So her vehicle was on I-65, and the vehicle left the roadway and went down into almost Colorado Street, where Central Avenue is. Many people have been out there. So that's where her vehicle was. Colorado Street goes south, goes back over the Borman Expressway to Bellaboo's, and that's where she was south of that location.
If I could answer it. I know that the interstate mile marker is a little bit better than the commander does. So the location the body was found is where I-65 is going northbound. There's a ramp that leads to eastbound I-80-94. On the southeast corner is this play area, this children's play area called Bellaboo's. That is where the body was located. The scene of the crash is about a mile, just over a mile north of that location if you continued on I-65 and did not take that exit. So where she was located was not close to where the crash occurred.
And that's why I was asking about the topography and maybe perhaps some of the infrastructure, because some of those ponds do have enormous drains that.
Right, this was not a pond, this was more cattails, it would be like cattail ditch, like you said, that would lead to a larger body of water eventually. So it's a drainage area.
So there's no, just to be clear, can you at all tell us how she got there? I mean, do you think a body of water pushed her there or someone dropped her off?
No, another body of water, she did not float there or anything like that. That's part of the investigation. I'm sure that will come out by the investigators of how they're going to believe that she got to this location. Right now, we're very early on. We just located her 4 hours ago, I think it was. So that's something that will come out through the investigation.
I spoke with her mom, I believe Saturday or Friday, excuse me. Her mom told me, Saturday, I don't remember. Anyway, her mother told me that she was with a group of girls on a girls' outing, and she just had some concerns that the girls that she was with may have known something. Are you guys questioning those girls that the mother was referring to?
Commander,
So earlier I stated about the report was made last week and we started our investigation. All that has been done, and that's why today we're where we're at, because we've done our investigation, and we weren't completed by no means, but we felt that we had enough information through interviews and through technology that we believe that she was still out there. We did not believe that at that point, if there was any foul play or if anyone had picked her up or anything like that. We believe that, this Ariana Taylor, who was missing, was still maybe out there. And that's why we formed what we did today and went out there for a secondary or third search.
Supposedly some clothes were found somewhere near the scene last week. Can you talk about the body that was found today? Did it have clothes on it? What was the condition of it?
Yeah, I'm not going to go too much into that detail. I know her mother had released that some clothing was located south of that location, closer to the Spellaboo's. That clothing was never fully positively identified. I know I had my crime scene investigators pick that evidence up, and we're going to match it with DNA. We were, we're not always 100% that was her clothes, but the mother stated that that's possibly her pants that she had, and she put that on Facebook, and I know that it was in the social media, but we were never 100%. So we had to take that into account when we started our search. Was she in that area of those clothes? And that's what we did do. We're looking where the area of the clothes. We looked in the area of the crash site.
Were there clothes on the body?
We'll take two more questions.
Can you talk about, just real quick, so last week you were out there with the mother. You talked to her. We were at the scene. How is she doing right now? Have you talked to her? Did you bring her to the scene today? And how is she doing right now?
I'll let the chief speak.
I spoke to the mother at the scene, and she's as any mother or anybody would be that has suffered such a grave loss and time away from their child in this whole situation. She is doing as well as anybody can be expected. We spoke to her. Our police chaplains are there with the family, and we offer any type of services we can to the family.
We'll take one last question.
I just want clarity for what he said.
Okay, clarify, and then one last question. I know we have one over here.
That's fine. My question to you, sir, again, I'm still not clear on the answer that you gave me regarding the girls that the mother said that she was with when the girls night out prior to her missing. Did you question those girls? Are you guys questioning those girls? Yes or no?
We've done our interviews of people that were last seen with her. I'm not going to tell you male or female. I'm going to tell you the people that were last seen with her. And the reason I'm going to be a little vague is because I know the family put this out there originally, but I think there's been a lot of individuals reaching out to them with negative and not just, like things that, where they're protecting themselves now because of the negative. And I don't want anything to go out.
The family?
Yeah. I mean, I think it got a little larger. They wanted she wanted her daughter found. But I think when you put it on social media, there's some people that aren't for the right reasons, and now they're saying or calling her with negative comments about her. So we had to look at that, and through the investigation, look at who we need to interview, and those individuals are on our top priority to interview, and that's what we did.
Last question right here.
Is it conceivable that she could have walked to that, or was she trying to, get to safety, or is it conceivable that she could have walked there from the crash based on her injuries?
Yes.
And just to
Thank you for coming. That's going to conclude our interview for today. Appreciate it. And there'll be more information released as it's made available and aware by the Gary Police Department. Thank you.
Commander, I just had a follow-up question. You mentioned the technology.
Yes.
For cell phones.
I'm not gonna comment about this home, because it's still under investigation.
All righty. So now, hold on. Let me. Hold on.
Medusa
Let's
lived
go
with a
out of
hideous
this.
curse.
I'm gonna go out of this, you all. And I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Okay. All right. Now, hold on. And I got a cam up on that. That was a lot, you guys. It's a lot. And now to break that all down and sum that all up, what I got out of it, this is just my opinion. Okay. This is my opinion and what I got. I got that she could have very well had this car accident and walked away to try to get to common ground somewhere to where someone can help her, and just collapsed there and passed. But they don't know. They saying that the investigation is ongoing. But to sum it all up, and y'all heard that question at the end when that man asked about the friends. Had they questioned the friends, and you heard what that officer said, and he was very specific. In other words, he was saying, I know the family put that out there about the friends and all this and that. But this is what we're going to have. It's going to come out. That is very well just been an accident, you guys. And I know that's something that, that's not what the family want to hear. They don't want to believe that. But allegedly, y'all heard it with your own ears. That's what I got out of it. Police said she could have very well walked to that location herself and collapsed there. So from that accident. But on the other hand, was she in a situation, or did she have enough strength to walk that far? Because if the car was north about a mile from there, that's a long little walk. Or was it one of those situations where she just couldn't walk no more, and she walked as far as she could? But in my opinion of it, if you walk and trying to get to a higher ground or whatever, or maybe she just didn't know where she was walking to. I don't know, you guys. I'm not going to sit here and try to say that even happened, because we don't know until the investigation has been completed, because she could have very well, somebody could have thrown her there, took her there, anything. But we all know the body of water didn't push her there, because they've already clarified that as well and ruled that out. Okay. So it's a lot of, again, little missing pieces now that the investigation has started. Again, y'all heard her body was just found 4 hours ago. So it's underway. The investigation is underway. All I can say is prayers again to the family. And I hope that there wasn't any foul play, but we can't rule foul play out either. So we don't know. We don't know, you guys. We don't know, based off of that briefing that was done with the Indiana Police Department. We just do not know. We don't know. Okay. So yeah, I wanted to share that, the breaking news with you guys, and let you all know that her body was found, and that this is an ongoing investigation as to how did she get there, because that's what everybody, inquiring minds, want to know. How did she get there? Okay. So yeah, I had to come and do this video, you guys. Again, I'm going to cut the video short. I'm going to conclude this video. And again, you guys hit the like button as you leave on the way out from watching the video. Hit that like button and comment in the comments. Let me know what you guys thought about the briefing, and what was said in the briefing. Do y'all think it was foul play? Or do y'all don't not think it was foul play, or she could have just walked away from the wreck and just collapsed. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And again, I hope that the family finds the answer that they are looking for. And I'm going to conclude this video. And you guys be safe out there. And until the next video, thank you all for joining the CyntSaidIt podcast show. And y'all have a great rest of the day. And I'm going to conclude this video. Thank you all. Peace and love.